Greetings, fans of SciFiction. Little last minute guest announcement. We have the Flux Capacitors joining us here in just a little while. Actually, some of them are pouring in now. It looks like. Wanted to thank everybody for joining me on this broadcast. Tomorrow, we will be traveling to Los Angeles area for the Universal Fan Fest nights, which will take place on Friday, April 25th, the evening of the 25th. And basically, I wanted to showcase our guests tonight. First off, let's bring their website on. Got their website right here. Boom! If y'all haven't heard of Universal Fan Fest nights, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And by the way, this week's featured guest is the Flux Capacitors, the featured band of the Block Party Universal Fan Fest. This is a super cool graphic. I love that. We're going to be talking with the band here in just a second. They're all kind of coming on now. Here's their page. Amazing website. Beautiful design. I love the layout. It's awesome. But beyond that, here is the band themselves coming here right now. Looks like they're all pouring in. So let me bring some of them on. There's Ryan. Ryan, you are live on the air. How is it going, man?
It's going well. Thanks for having us.
Got some other guests here, too. We're going to lock on target. We got James.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up? We got George McFire and another guest there, it looks like.
Oh, this is Jeff and Air Punker.
What's up? Jeff, nice. That's on the website right there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What's up, Hover Lords?
I'm Hover Lord.
George. Maybe I should change my name in this. All right, I'm going to do that. Here we go.
That's awesome. So how's y'all's days going? I appreciate you joining here last minute.
It's going good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, going well.
Really good.
Yeah, y'all got a big concert coming up at Universal Fan Fest Nights. What is Fan Fest Nights for people that don't know what that is?
Well, yeah, Fan Fest is Universal. Well, Universal's had this idea for a long time because they've had Halloween Horror Nights for like 20 years, maybe a little bit longer. I'm not sure. And that kind of corners the fall market, the fall season, and they wanted to do something to do that kind of high impact event like twice a year.
Okay.
They decided to sort of marry Comic-Con with pop culture and awesome. and kind of do. Marry Comic-Con with Universal Studios and kind of do the Halloween Horror Nights thing during the spring. Are you seeing other people trying to come in here?
Yeah, there's hold on, let me see. It's like I got no one else is logged on. Only you, the Hover Lord, James, George McFire, and me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 streams. No one else has come in yet.
It says he's backstage and only the host can see him.
Oh, there is one more. Just logged in. Brian. There's a lot of people. Yeah. Brian, see us.
Here I am.
There he is.
Brian.
You got the whole collection. Can't beat that.
Yeah, we got the whole band.
Well, we should have Marty in any second, but we don't know where he is, lost in time.
Yeah. We're talking about Fan Fest Nights, everybody that's just joining us on the grid, Brian.
Awesome.
It looks like you've got your band's going to be featured down there. First off, while people are joining in, can you tell everybody what your band's about? It's got like a pop culture theme to it, and how long have y'all been playing? A little bit about yourselves.
Do you guys want to? I could be the spokesperson unless you guys want to take over.
We've been doing this.
It's always kind of unruly doing this thing with like multiple people,
Yeah.
No one knows who's going to say what.
Brian, whoever wants to take over, be the commander of awesomeness.
We've been doing this for almost 12 years, I think.
Yeah.
What are we all about? We're all about having fun.
Yeah,
that's always
having fun.
I mean, we started
this for their parties, man. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We started this to just play music and have a good time, and it very quickly turned into something that we were not expecting at all. It was like on a whim that we decided to call ourselves the Flux Capacitors, and we had thrown around other ideas.
Genius.
Like let's be the Ghostbusters or something. It's a good thing we went this route. Yeah,
That's
a
good
really
name.
good thing we went the Back to the Future route. That's for sure.
with Back to the Future. Just bringing that topic up. This year is the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
What is it being kind of in that ecosphere, the 80s, 90s pop culture that kind of brought? What is it y'all enjoy about that whole ecosphere? Just in a, you not have to be an extent, whatever you want to say.
Music peaked in the 80s.
Yes,
It's never been better than that. And
That's
it's
right.
the most fun music to play, and it's the best music
Oh,
to
yeah.
dance to.
Even me growing up, man, it was ever since I was a kid, my parents were blasting 80s music throughout the house. So
nice.
yeah, it was the best.
I actually karaoke a little myself. Recently karaokeed some Billy Idol, so I hear you on that.
Oh yeah.
Do a lot of 80s karaoke for people joining us. I don't think any of our guests even know that. But y'all are better singers and musicians than me. What instruments do y'all play? I know you have different instruments y'all play.
I play the drums.
I'm the guitar.
Saxophone.
Nice.
I am the keyboardist.
The tuba.
So the bass, the keyboard,
Yeah.
the drums, the vocals, and one of y'all, I believe, plays a synthesizer of some kind. I think it was Marty Hoverlord, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. The Hoverlord.
All-purpose Hoverlord. Yeah.
Hoverlord.
The synthesizer, is it an 80? You said 8-bit archipelagos, it looks like here. Can it go into like all kind of retro tunes, like Phil Collins type stuff, or what do we got going on?
Well, it can if I make it do that. You know, the synthesizer does.
It's wizardry.
want it
It's
to do.
wizardry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wizardry.
it's
It's
wizardry.
magic.
80s synth wizardry. I love it.
For for me personally, like I've been playing piano for longer than I should admit, and so if I want to not date myself, and then I switched over to keyboards probably when I was like 10,
Okay.
you know, and that was a long time ago, and then I've just been doing it. Like I really don't like to play the piano. I'm a keyboardist like through and through, and I can play guitar, I can play bass, I can play drums, hack my way through all these things, but keyboard's fun for me because it's kind of like science project for me. So when I sit down to learn a song, I'm like adding ingredients. Like, okay, I need a little bit of this and this, a little bit of this, and to try to make it do justice to like the original. Whether it's
Right.
you know, whether we're playing a cover or we're doing our own kind of stuff or whatever.
Right.
It's fun. It's fun doing what I do. Like I love it. It's like a mad scientist.
Give Ryan any song and he'll make it sound exactly, if not better than the original. It's
Oh,
insane.
wow.
Yeah, sometimes you'd be like, "Where's that instrument coming from?"
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
playing it.
who's playing acoustic guitar? Oh, it's Brian. Ryan.
It's synthesized,
Yeah.
digitized
Yeah.
version of awesomeness.
Well, see, I have two hands, but sometimes I'm playing like this, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like pulling levers and trying to do 5 things at once, and that's part of the challenge for me. And I don't think if I didn't have that opportunity to have fun while I'm playing in that way, I don't think it would be as enjoyable for me. Like I love knowing that I'm like doing a million things at once. It's like part of the fun.
Well, you got the drummer here as well. Now, speaking of Phil Collins, are you familiar, of course, with him? Did you see his documentary? It's pretty good too. But
I have not watched the documentary, but
It's
I
good.
have watched that drum fill a million times. Who hasn't seen it?
Drum fill.
Getting into
Yeah.
drumming, like, was he one of your inspiration? Who was your inspirations over the years?
Oh, I mean, for me, I like to embody Alex Van Halen.
Oh, wow.
That's probably number one when I'm up there when I'm thinking. Yeah, he's probably the number one inspiration for how I want to perform for everyone. Outward, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, put on the sweatband and yeah.
80s retro goodness. I gotta ask, this band is. And I have a. By the way, I saw y'all the first time and only time I think at Comic-Con in 2019 for the 50th anniversary before pandemic.
Mm.
That was awesome. Y'all had
What party was that? Was that a Ready Party One?
Chance's Club Flux, which is not there anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, which is not there. No, there was a whole story behind that. So
I
that
don't know
was
the
a.
story behind it. Yeah, it's a cool club that looked like something out of Tron Legacy with Daft Punk.
Do you remember what the theme was for that night, for that party?
Man, it was 80s. I know they had your band was playing. You had Gigi Edgley and Run DMC and McDaniels.
Okay, yeah. So that would have been night 3. That would have been Awesome Mixer 2.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, that was amazing. I was right there backstage, right next to the stage in that little booth, sitting there jamming out. Y'all guys are amazing.
I think I'm wearing. No, it's not the right shirt. Thanks, man. Yeah, that was fun. That was the third time I think that we played with DMC.
Yeah, McDaniel's is
Thanks.
cool dude. I've interviewed. We had him on the show a few times. He's just such
Yeah.
a gentleman. I love his comic books too. You know, you guys know he did comic books.
Yeah, we sure did. Yeah. It's crazy, and it's not just him. Like, there's a lot of like hip hop artists that have gotten into doing comics, like the Black Eyed Peas, like Will.i.am. He's got his own thing, or he tried anyway.
He's like futuristic out the wazoo, man. He's like he came from the future to give us his musical gifts.
He did. He did.
The overall impact of like 80s, 90s pop culture, everything like now is coming kind of back full swing into the, everything 80s. Everyone's so dressed, kind of like 80s retro. What do you think the overall, like what's the appeal of 80s and 90s pop culture? Like if you had to guess something, summing it up.
It's so unique. Like you could hear any song from the 80s and it's from the 80s, And
Yeah.
almost that way with the 90s. But the thing about 80s is like even the rock music was danceable,
Yeah.
That's a good point.
In the 90s, but music from the 80s, it's so I don't know what's the word for it. It's so like zesty, I guess.
Yeah.
Just when we think like because when we started this, like the 80s, everything goes in like this like 30-year cycle, and so when we started, the 80s was huge, it was huge. And we're watching our 80s fans get older and older, and then the crowds are getting, older, but even the younger ones are still coming in to enjoy it as well. But man, just when we think like we've got to shift 100% to 90s, we got to shift to 2000s, whatever. Like we were doing private stuff at FanFest last night, and when we were done playing, the DJ just turned on a bunch of 80s music, and that's what was playing the rest of the time. It's like, just when you think you're out, they pull you back in.
Yeah, we're time travelers. I mean, we'll play music from the 1920s if they wanted us to.
Yeah, or the
3030s, Deltron 3030.
Deltron 3030 or
Upgrade
Nero
your gray
20,
matter, because one day it may matter.
That's awesome.
And you don't see someone else trying to get in, do you?
Hold on a second. Let me check the flux capacitor goodness here.
Is
We do. We have Sarge. He's on.
All right, let's let it.
Activating Sarge.
Selena's
Is
in.
my
What's
boy.
up, Sarge?
Howdy.
Come on, Sarge.
Is that a cat?
is that Violet?
Yeah, it's Violet.
We got how many people we got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 trifecta. Triple sevens. You win it. Jackpot in Vegas, I guess.
6. Yeah, 7. Oh, 7 with you. Yeah.
So we got FanFest nights. Is there any events y'all going to be playing up beyond FanFest nights after that, coming up in June, May, or July?
Oh, yeah.
Or Comic
Yeah, we're just starting to figure out what we're doing with Comic-Con this year. We were already approached by the 501st for
Nice, very cool. Those
the
are good.
501st thing, but I don't think that's happening this year for us. We did it last year and the year before. But no, even right after FanFest, we have a pool party at this big casino resort out here. And
Which
then,
one is that? Is that the one in LA or?
No, it's like in like River. Is it San
It's in
Bernardino,
Highland.
guys?
Yeah,
It's in Highland?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's at Yamava Casino Resort.
Never heard of
Yeah,
that.
used to
one.
be
That's
San Manuel.
okay. I've heard of that one. Yeah, it's changed. It's been a while. I used to live out in the LA area and everywhere else, but been back in the South. I'm living in Texas now, so I'm not familiar with all the new changes been like on all these places.
Where in Texas are you?
Laredo now, but was in Dallas. Bounce around. We travel all the time, man. We're here in Laredo now.
I lived in Irving for like 3 or 4 years.
I lived there for a brief 2 months. Dallas is fun.
Irving. So, we have another big Back to the Future thing coming up August 9th or something like that, with a lot of cast members, some signings. More on that later. It's kind of in development right now.
Yeah. I know this year is the 40th anniversary of being a Back. For fans just joining us, thank you so much. The Flux Capacitors are joining me here tonight. The 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. We just got back in January. I think it's the first time they've ever done this, because we had the whole cast together, at least for the 40th, was at Fan Expo New Orleans. Yeah. And that was a real treat. We got to see the panel, and Michael J was there. Everybody. Huey Lewis himself was there too.
Yeah, he was there. Was Elizabeth Shue there?
I don't know. I know everybody was there from the guy played the principal to Mayor was
Yeah,
there.
Goldie.
Goldie
Yeah.
Wilson. You had Michael, Christopher, Leah, Huey Lewis.
Everybody but Crispin.
Every Crispin was not there, but his doppelganger was
Correct.
there from Back to the Future too.
Yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool dude too. But they got all kind of people that were there. That was the whole Priestley principal cast. That was really cool. That panel was
Yeah.
powerful, man. I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and they're doing a lot more of those this year. I got to ask y'all been in the documentary. Now I was researching a lot of y'all beyond, of course, you can that. Let's talk about that for a second. How was that being a part of that, and what was the best part of that? What you enjoyed about that? Being the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future.
Well, back when we were in the documentary, that was the 30th anniversary.
Yeah,
That shows how long we've been doing this. That was amazing.
I think the most interesting part of it was Doc's house.
yeah, the Brown Mansion. Yeah,
Yeah.
We were the only ones featured in that movie, and everyone was in there. Tom Wilson wasn't in there. Of course, Crispin wasn't in there, but basically everyone else was in the documentary with us. But we were the only ones who decided to do our shoot in an actual Back to the Future location. So we went out to the Gamble House in Pasadena, which is it's like 110-year-old Art Deco kind of crazy house that was used as Doc's.
it's like the
only
brown
the
wood
exterior.
paneling and all that on the side of it.
yeah. And it was only the exterior of Doc's house. The interior is another location. But the exterior is the Gamble House. And so if you guys ever want to watch it, it's called Back in Time, and you'll see us sitting there in front of Doc's house with like
great documentary,
time machine in the background.
Yeah, now y'all do a lot of stuff too. I was looking over y'all's due diligence, and y'all actually played at Stanley's 95th birthday. Was that at the Stark Mansion by chance, or?
The answer to that is yes. It was at it was at the house that was used, that was like scanned to be the Stark Mansion. And that house doesn't exist in the movie. Like
that's a house it's not a real house.
It's not a real house. I mean, it doesn't go to that cliff,
Right.
But the house itself was owned by Megan Ellison, the big producer, and it was scanned, modeled to become Tony Stark's house. Right. So we actually did do Stan's birthday at the Stark Mansion, for real.
How was that? I was invited to that. I did not get to make it. We were invited to the handprint ceremony as well, but we were tied up with a film festival.
Are you a Legion M?
Yeah, actually, one of the guys contacted me from Legion. No, I'm not part of Legion. I wish.
Yeah.
But they have a cool product. I like their shares that the fans can be a part of and all the Ecosphere. Yeah. But they had invited me and I guess a few other people to go to the handprint and footprint ceremony for Stan out at Chinese Grauman's.
Yeah.
Then they had
that was, I think, earlier that night. Earlier that day.
Yes.
Well, that was amazing being there. What can be said? Stan, he stood on our stage. We own our own stage, and we brought that there. And he's been on our stage. He and his wife had just passed like a few weeks earlier, prior to his birthday bash, and then he passed away like a few months later. And so we have this opportunity that was kind of momentous and historic, and we were glad to have done it. So it was amazing.
I'll tell you my Stanley story. It's kind of interesting. It's brief, but when we went backstage at a special event he was speaking at, and me and my business team met with his business team, and when we were walking through the hotel, me and his entourage and my business team, my old associate at the time, he stopped, and everybody's wondering why he stopped, his team and everybody. He's like, there was a gentleman in the lobby of the hotel, and he happened to be wearing like a Marvel comic shirt, with like the heroes and everything on it. And Stan stopped, and the guy was in a wheelchair. So he walked up to him, and a super nice gentleman. And he says, "Hey, my name's Stan Lee. How you doing today?" And then the guy was like shuddering, couldn't believe it. And he gave him his phone. We took a picture of him, And Stan was just a gentleman, and he said, "Oh, you have a good day, Excelsior and all this stuff." And then he walks off, and then the guy started crying, and he's like, "That's my hero, Stan Lee, and that's my Stan Lee story. It was the real deal, man. The man, the myth, the legend, Stan Lee." So,
We have a funny Stan Lee story.
like, can y'all tell it?
Well, I was the only one who was there at that moment, so I'll tell you. At least in this group. So we played Comic-Con Palm Springs or Palm Springs Comic-Con. I don't know.
Mhm.
There's two different ones, and they're depending on where you put the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And so our old drummer and I got up really early, and we always tried to make it down to get to the breakfast buffet.
Mhm.
So, and they had made this this like private area for dining, for anybody who was involved with the con. And so we go back into this like private breakfast area where they had set up a buffet. And so we're sitting there, and Stan is having breakfast like over there.
Mhm.
Lou Ferrigno's having breakfast over here with Sam Jones.
Nice.
So
Nice scored
yeah,
himself.
so we had the Hulk, we had Flash Gordon and Stan Lee having breakfast with us, and so we were like staring at each other, kind of in silence, going, "Is this actually happening? Like, is this?" It was like the weirdest, most surreal breakfast, one can imagine to speak.
Legendary.
And then I went over to get some eggs and stuff, and Sam was like scooping mass quantities of eggs on my plate. So the weird things that happen.
Protein to get all the muscles, like save the universe, right?
Yeah, he's like, you need to pump up, bro.
I'm working on it. But they got the Flash Gordon. By the way, Sam's a really good guy. I've had him on the show a few times, and always a gentleman. Lou Ferrigno, he's a good guy too. Stan Lee, 80s retro. Speaking of that, you also guys have done stuff with Ghostbusters, I believe, and several other franchises as well. Can you go into those?
Yeah, sure. Go for it, guys. Anybody?
Get to the band here. I got to get to the band page. Y'all got a nice site here, by the way. I don't know who designed this. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, that's Ryan.
Right. You're really talented, man. I love this. And who did the comic art for FanFest Nights? That's absolutely the animation stuff.
Who did it?
Yeah, this picture on the front here with the is that an artist? Did you do that? That's amazing.
I can't give up my special recipe for that.
Special recipe. You must have the time travel to get the recipe because this is absolutely awesome.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we needed to do something that kind of made us look appropriate for FanFest.
Very cool. Very cool. The FanFest Nights is, let's go to their site real quick because I wanted to go over some of this stuff while the fans are watching here.
Well, did you want to talk about Ghostbusters?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. The Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
That is not featured at FanFest Nights, but y'all did work with Ghostbusters. Talk about that. What was the capacity of capacitor to be able to work with Ghostbusters?
I'm giving you guys the opportunity because I can talk forever.
I can start with one thing. So the Ghostbusters News Channel asked us to create their the anthem for their channel. And,
really? I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, you can get online and take a look at it. That's a completely original song. Flux Capacitors original. So if you want to take a look at it, and then we actually had a bunch of submissions of fans who wanted to participate and get their little shot and snippet in the video too. So it's really fun to see the collaboration like that. And I don't know, Brian, if you want to kind of mention the Ghostbusters Afterlife mobile game, that's a pretty cool one too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was a song for one of the producers from Ghostbusters from Sony, I guess. Ryan knows better than I do, but approached us about doing the song for their Ghostbusters Afterlife.
it was the one that Danny had. He had showcased something like that at the Sony lot back. We were invited to that.
It was Ghostbusters Afterlife Scare, like AR mobile video game.
That's a beautiful game. Is that still online, by the way, on the App Store? Or?
It is, but it's not currently because they're renegotiating the license because it's been 3 years since it came out, and every 3 years, it expires, so they have to redo that. But it will be back. I have been assured. So yeah, they basically contacted us to take Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell, which is like a
Okay.
1984,
I
you
know.
know, electro funk kind of hit, and put our own spin on it that would match the action for the video game really well. And all we knew going into it was that our song was going to be basically, when you play that game, the ghosts take over the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and it simulates like showing you your music playlist, and it like as if so basically when our song comes on, an MP3 player opens up and it's like flips through songs as if a ghost is trying to call up our song. And all we knew is that our song would play when the Bug Eye Ghost would come out, and he was from the real Ghostbusters, cartoon. Right. And so Somebody's Watching Me was very appropriate because he's got like the big huge eye, and our song became the title track for that game. Ray Parker Jr.'s Ghostbusters theme is not in it. It's ours. So
yeah, that was solid. Y'all guys did an amazing job on that, by the way. By the way, people that don't remember the Sony party down there, Ray Parker Jr. was there. Yeah, Danny Aykroyd was there. He's doing the VR goodness. Hopefully, bring that back, man.
Yeah,
this is coming up on the next anniversary of Ghostbusters, I believe. Correct?
I know. We were there. We did Ghostbusters Fan Fest at Sony, and
it's a great event.
Yeah, that was fun. There's some stories behind that. We don't have to get into that.
So it was a good event and amazing franchise at that. By the way, most people don't know this, that the original Ghostbusters, a little trivia fact, was supposed to be way many more big bosses and set in the future, I believe, with whole teams of Ghostbusters all over the world. Something like that.
From the original?
The prototype with him and Belushi originally designed. It was like the Ghostbuster car was like a futuristic thing. I think it was black, not white. And you've got
Aykroyd wrote it.
Yeah, Aykroyd. Yeah.
So you would expect the craziest crap to come out of him, and that would make sense. And I believe that they had to tone it down and be like, no, Dan, we can't go that.
Like a $20 billion film in 1984, which would have been
yeah. He's notorious for that stuff.
He's great.
But I'll tell you, one of my favorite Aykroyd films, and most people won't agree with me, is Nothing But Trouble. I absolutely love that movie. I absolutely love it. Yeah, Chevy Chase, John Candy, Demi Moore. But it will go down in history as like one of the worst movies. Everyone thinks that. I think it's just brilliant. Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's absolutely solid. I mean, you've got him as a 100-something-year-old justice of the peace.
Judge, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
You've got like Dan. I mean, it's the terriblest but interesting, unique, quirky character that John Candy plays that thing out there in the junkyard, and you've got Chevy Chase and Demi Moore in there just going crazy.
Yeah.
Didn't they find like Jimmy Hoffa's license plate up there or something like that?
Yeah, on the wall. Or no, it was like his driver's license. It was up on the wall, like that's where he disappeared to.
Transylvania Turnpike or something.
Yeah, exactly. Vulcanvania.
Joe was the one Michael Richards in Transylvania 69000.
Wow.
65000, something like that.
65000.
65000.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that was a cool movie.
Yeah, it was a cool movie. I love the 80s retro. That's the thing. 80s retro. I got to ask y'all. Beyond Back to the Future, beyond Ghostbusters, is there any particular 80s gem? Mine's Buckaroo Banzai, The Last Starfighter. But what's y'all's? Y'all like to revive?
Sarge, what's your favorite?
Sarge, the man. He's
actually. I really liked singing "She Blinded Me with Science."
Nice.
By Thomas Dolby. We used to do it, and I find that to be a gem of an '80s song. It's just fun to sing.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to perform.
Yeah.
So
it's a great song. You did the.
Are you talking like movies though? Or are you talking the song?
Yeah, movies. It could be music, but I do love me some Thomas Dolby. So I'm glad he brought that up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Movies.
Movies.
Yeah.
80s
Movies.
Franchises or any movies in particular.
There was this movie I saw when I was a little kid. It was called Laser
Blast or Laser On?
Laser Blast.
Blast. Yeah, I love that.
I think it was Laser. Guy got
it's Laser Blast. Dude.
Messed up, like bazooka looking thing on his arm, and it was this crazy like B or C movie, and like like I have these vague memories of it, and all I want to do is find
Dude,
it.
that
again.
movie has gotten the
Yeah.
Mystery Science Theater 3000 treatment.
And riffed on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, riff tracks and everything. Yeah.
And then there was this horror movie that I saw called
Mhm.
Pieces, where this woman, I think she got like raped by some dude, and then she spent the rest of her life like mutilating dudes and killing them.
Is
Like she
that the
lured them
one she
in.
robot? Is it the one she turns to a robot, or is this?
Oh, wait, no, is that the
There is a
one?
one that's got a robot like one. I remember seeing it brief. I don't know what the name is.
Wait, I think I'm confused.
think
Wait,
so,
no,
too.
Pieces was where this dude kills women, and he sewed like limbs from them all together until he creates like the image of his mother or something. Wow, it's been a long time. I
That's
need to see
gnarly,
that.
dude.
So if anyone,
Oh, and I think you're talking about Hardware. Are you talking about Hardware?
Maybe Hardware. Oh, Hardware. Yeah, that's the one where the thing comes alive, like the machine
Yeah.
or whatever. They have to kill it at the end. Well, I don't spoil the movie if you haven't seen it, but
You know, one of my favorite like 80s hidden 80s gems is My Science Project
that's a great movie. Yeah.
with
I like The Last
Mr. Stevens.
Starfighter. That's a great 80s movie.
Now
That
that
is-
could be a sequel. They should make a sequel of that because if they did it
Yeah.
just right and had like his have his son come in, they could have like a big space battle because the guy Zur he didn't die. He's out.
I'll be back. Yeah, you know, we'll that's a Universal movie. We'll just tell them, you know, we think you guys should do Last Starfighter 2 when we get there on Friday. And
I'll tell you another
Yeah.
cool, which would really be cool, is Krull with the
Yeah.
Krull.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching Ice Pirates as a kid.
Okay,
You remember
that's a
that?
good
That
one.
was a
Y'all
that
look at
was
Houston's,
a random gem of an 80s movie. I mean, I was a kid in the 80s, so I'm thinking of like movies that really appealed to me, or mostly kids movies.
What was
But
the
they're all-
one? Neon Maniacs. Have y'all seen that one?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. Actually.
So that movie, so let's go back to Laser Blast first. So when I was about 20 years old, I was at a Blockbuster music,
It's your
the
blast.
big stores with the used, I went there, I just happened to flip through them, and this thing pulls up Laser Blast. What is this? We'll throw it in the cart, and then of course the rest is history. And that's how I saw Laser Blast. But but back to the 80s retro and is there 90s things too? Y'all do a lot of 90s as well. What kind of stuff from the 90s, like songs, do y'all play at the band?
wait, how about
Oh,
Porky's?
God.
Anybody
Who
remember
doesn't
Porky's?
remember Porky's?
Or Nerds.
Part one,
Yeah,
part
Revenge
two,
of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds, yeah.
That was the second one where Booger meets that sensei up in that Roach Motel or something like that.
Yeah, Nerds in Paradise. That's a good movie. You know, we actually Robert Carradine came out to one of our shows, and we were able to introduce him. You know, the King of the Nerds. Here he is. There's some photos on our website of him backstage with us, which is super cool.
Yeah, that whole franchise was solid. I like and then once again the synthesizers at the first movie. They had the band scene.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was
That's
a
an
cool-
iconic scene.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
People haven't seen Revenge of the Nerds or any of the first one with actually James Cromwell. We'll get into the Star
Yeah.
Trek thing here in a second, but there are other fandoms represented at FanFest.
Yeah.
Are y'all fans of any of those? I'm sure y'all are. Which ones y'all like?
Yeah.
I'm all about
Dungeons and
Nintendo.
Dragons.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Nintendo guy too.
Yeah.
We did
I
the
did the
Star
Back to the
Trek.
Future ones. It took forever, so I just made it back in time for the show.
Nice.
Yeah, the Back
What
to the
year
Future.
did you go to? What year did you go to?
I don't know. I'm not good with numbers, but it was way back when,
I know where I went. The Demolition Man, like that kind of like where they had the Taco Bell was the only one that survived the fast food wars.
Mhm.
In this I think I came through like an Einstein bridge or something because I ended up. It was Arby's was the only one that was still surrounded by.
Oh, Arby's won the fast food.
Yeah, they won the
wars.
fast food wars. I
Yeah,
don't know if I came like Sliders or something with Jerry O'Connell. but I
yeah.
came back.
It was a very close battle to win those wars.
That's right. That's right. Universal
That's what I
Fan
heard anyway.
Fest this is the first time they've ever done anything like this with these kind of franchises, I believe, correct?
Yeah, and usually Universal doesn't push for cosplay because you never know.
Who's the
They
real
don't want-
Marty? Who's the actor Marty?
Right,
Who's
exactly.
the singer
They don't
Marty?
want-
Yeah, who's the guy? Who's the
Right.
drunk Marty?
Yeah, they don't want people coming in and getting the Universal actors confused with those who are cosplaying.
Right,
So
because
this is
they have
definitely
like
like
Beetlejuice and all that. Yeah.
yeah.
But I saw
And-
some of the actors last night while we were there, and they're really good.
Yeah.
It was undeniable. Like that, it was really cool. For the Back to the Future part, highly recommend.
That Beetlejuice guy is hilarious. I went up there when we did a little sneak preview of the park before I went to the Saturn Awards, and the Beetlejuice guy was hilarious. He's like, "How you doing?" So I was doing good. Not you're here. The party's begun. I was like, "Wow, this is great." They have the little Homer Simpson there with the Moe's pub. You can go in there and get you a beer or whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
The place is crazy.
Yeah, we did the after we played last night. We did just so for the people watching, like FanFest begins this Friday,
Yes.
but we've been doing stuff since Monday there.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Like prepping,
so
getting everything set up and everything.
yeah, prepping, getting everything set up, dialed in, tech rehearsals. We were actually supposed to do another one tonight, but Universal decided we don't need another rehearsal. So that's a good compliment.
It's very good.
So after
that
we
sounds-
played, a few of us, we did go through the Star Trek Red Alert.
Was it
pretty
good
cool.
for the fans? Was it good? It looks good from the little. I try not to watch it because I'm trying not to put spoiler.
It was
my
fun.
opinion, go ahead.
I appreciated all of the different types of characters represented in the Star Trek franchise.
It's good to hear.
There,
That.
each room has its own like script and plot.
Wait, you said rooms with an S.
Rooms
Mhm.
with an S.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
explore
I think it
myself.
may be more expansive than you expect.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
was surprised at how much the Back to the Future one was like. Oh, they really went the extra mile, the whole thing. So
They're gonna have the time
Yeah.
machine, of course. There, I know they have the clock tower in the back there on the set on the backlot, right?
you'll find out. Or they'll
You'll
find
find
out. It's
The
really
time
cool.
travel to the future to find out, and back to the past to tell your friends.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much on the Star Trek
Oh, you're good, you're good.
experience.
Yeah,
but,
the Star Trek.
but
We
it is
saw
fully
some-
immersive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the immersive fact. They had live actors, I believe they were saying, based on what TrekCore was talking about.
Yeah, there's live actors throughout the entire experience, and it's fully immersive, and you feel like you're transported into the USS Enterprise, which is great. Even the doors slide open. Like
It's
the
all
doors on
full
Star-
throttle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it has the, I believe this bridge is the season 3 screen use Picard bridge that they did in season 3, I believe, correct?
Yep, from the D.
Gorgeous.
And when I walked onto it, I was like, okay, I think that was definitely the most special aspect for me of going.
Give me
through
that falafel, please.
Yeah, give me that falafel.
Falafel looks good.
Go back to the falafel,
and the
yeah.
whatever this dilithium warp core breach or whatever it is.
I
It's
think
got
that's a
SETI eel
Romulan
there.
ale thing.
Yeah,
It's like a bug.
Romulan ale and something with a SETI eel. It looks like. I don't know about that SETI eel now. Things that
Oh
get
yeah,
you.
that's the one that went into Chekhov's ear.
Yeah, check off. He got the something in his ear there, and it can't. You know that? Have you seen the prop from that? That was like this
No.
big.
I imagine it was probably pretty.
They
big.
created an ear like as big as a tire, bigger, and then they
That
had
makes
a
sense, and they just did some macro shot
puppet
on it.
come out of it.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
It's like Double Dare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Double Dare has like the slime, which is supposed to be the blood, and you get the little thing come out of the ear. Yeah, those guys were geniuses. What was that? The guy that played Captain, the guy who played Wexler in the first Terminator film. There's actually a deleted scene from Terminator in 1984, where Wexler, he believes Reese. He's been shot in the hallway, and he hands Reese and says, "Get her out of here," whatever. I'm like, wow, man, why is that not in the film? That's a powerful scene.
he was the police dude, right?
Yeah, police chief. Yeah,
He was Captain Dathan. He was the Tamarian captain in one of the Next Generation episodes.
Next Gen, and he was
when the
Todd
walls fell.
Yeah, your stuff, man. Good stuff.
Darmok,
Darmok, Angelad, and Tanagra. That's
and
right.
Tanagra. Yeah.
Mhm.
Listen to us, Trekkies.
Trekking it up. Got to flux it up. Got to trek it up. Got to warp core breach. The other fandoms represented at this thing are some really good choices, by the way. Of course, you got the Back to the Future awesomeness, Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons, One Piece anime, Jujutsu Kaisen, Harry Potter, and then I believe there's a Yoshi celebration.
Mhm.
That's the
And there's also some wicked stuff
Oh, yeah.
too, like some wicked photo ops.
Really? So
Which makes it perfect for us because we're time travelers. So there's a
Right.
bunch of stuff for
like
the
this
new,
thing here with the
the
one
new
eye.
young people, and there's a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff for it's generational.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're all nerds, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
And we
Hey,
chose
think
our
yourself,
set.
man.
we chose the music we're playing. We kind of had a rule
Okay.
when working on with our producer over there what we're gonna do, and it was we were not going to play any music that was any later than 2015 because we wanted to give that 10-year nostalgia gap for everyone who is going, whether you're a Gen Zer or a Gen Xer or a Boomer, it didn't matter. Like we wanted to make sure that that there was at least 10 years of distance between the songs that we're going to play and the fandoms that we're going to cover. And because we're not a top 40 band, like we're not going to come and play this crap you hear on the radio.
Y'all do all the good stuff. I mean, y'all are
Yeah, it's going to be stuff that's at least 10 years old, so we can tap into that nostalgia factor. And so we're playing everything from 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, cutting off at 2015 and covering a whole bunch of modern fandom properties and and old ones. So we kind of like run the gamut. And from what we saw last night, because we were doing some dress rehearsals and stuff, people are really into everything that we chose. It's really
There's
cool.
something for everyone, really. Yeah.
Really good to hear. And I like that y'all tapered it off kind of 2015 because that's, of course, a tribute to the Marty McFly in 2015. But,
Exactly.
but it's kind of where the focal point kind of tapers off after, pop. I mean, there's more modern stuff after that, of course.
Yeah. So it all maybe it's the 2015 was the temporal juncture of the entire universe.
in the multiverse type of, because it's a variant universe or either pocket universe. Got to get Michi on here to talk more.
What was the #1 song that year? I mean,
Ghostbusters by Bray Parker Jr. was a pretty big hit, but I don't think it was the #1 song. Maybe Michael Jackson's Thriller. I don't know, what was it?
No, I
In
mean
what,
in
in
in 2015, the last year.
Ooh,
The last year
the
of
last
music.
year
The
of
year
music.
music ended.
I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
the year music ended.
What killed it? We need to find out what song killed music.
I don't know, man. That's
Somebody figure it out.
Yeah, we'll bring it back.
do time equations on that and jump it through the system in the quantum computer. But the Flux Capacitors band, in each of y'all's words, what is the message that y'all like to strive to deliver to your fans and the people just in general that like music and cool music at that? Starting with you, Ryan.
#1 message?
Yeah, like what is it? What's the coolest thing that y'all like to deliver when y'all sing these awesome songs and think back on the good old days of nostalgic awesomeness before 2015 ended?
Well, I've always thought that that music is a time machine in itself. So it's one of, if you're 40 years can pass and you smell something and you're like, oh, that just takes me right back to a particular moment in your life and stuff. And it's the same thing with music. So because we have this time travel thing and like we can bring people back in time, which is super fun. So it's always, for me, it's like just love giving people the time travel experience and bringing them back in time.
I
Always love doing that. Yeah.
Biff Tenner. There you go. You see, I'm going down the list as it's programmed in.
Yeah. Like someone else said, we're all nerds here. So all the things that we grew up with, I mean, one of the songs we're playing is Pokemon. So that absolutely has such a nostalgic bit to my heart. So some people kind of grow out of these things that they grew up with, and some people, they just hold on to them and they can't seem to get rid of it. So I guess it's kind of one of those, even though we're getting older, don't be afraid to stay young at heart kind of deals, So that's one of the messages I really do think that we're striving for here.
That's awesome. What about you, George McFire? And
Simply put, we're just freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. What about Brian? What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on it is, basically, every moment is unique, and so come out and experience it, enjoy the people around you, love everybody around you, and come out and be yourself and enjoy the time you have and just have a good time.
What you search?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh my god.
No, I mean, I'd say that, for me, it's about putting on a really great show that's fun to watch, that you can't take your eyes off of, that is entertaining and helps you just kind of forget about stuff for a while. Just have a great time, dance, forget your worries, and just be a part of the experience.
Right. What about when is y'all's band playing first? What time? And
Well,
where
hold
can
on. What about you, Jeffner?
Oh, Jeffner.
Oh, man.
I didn't show that on my screen on that one. Here's Jeffner.
Yeah, because they're together right down there.
I really like how we make so many people happy. When I look out at the audience, there's such a variety of people, a variety of ages.
Yeah.
And through our song choice and our time machine, we can connect with all these different people. And sometimes we see really old people or really young people that are experiencing something that they haven't experienced in such a long time. And it's just cool that we can all be a part of this and like come together with the things that we love.
I like that it's all ages too. So like I like seeing when a little kid will be watching me playing drums. Like I'm hoping I'm inspiring.
Yeah,
maybe future rock stars are being born.
Yeah.
You very well could be inspiring. I mean, y'all guys have done a lot of things, and not just the Geek Ecosphere, but some pretty good accomplishments at that. I'm telling you what. The band, you're the featured Block Party band. When is y'all's band playing down there at the event? I believe it's 9:39 something.
That's a good question. Theoretically,
Well, it starts on Friday.
That's right.
But there's been so many shifts in schedules. But I would say 99% we will start at 9:30.
Okay.
We'll play half an hour,
Good to know.
and then a half an hour later we'll do another half an hour. And we're going all the way to like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
But in half an hour chunks.
And we're very much in the center. So
Yeah.
to get to the different things, you're gonna have to see the flux capacitors.
Yeah, you have no choice.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's absolutely
Yeah, they were routing people out of the park right in front of us.
Yeah.
They had to walk
Yeah.
out.
Now, for people coming into the park, is it by this clock tower, or where is it at exactly in the park? Like where y'all gonna
no.
be
The
playing?
clock tower is down in the back lot, which
Right.
is like literally in the back lot property of.
Yeah, I figured that was back
Universal.
there. That was going to be quite a walk. I'm glad y'all are playing.
They take you down. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be trammed down to the back lot, and
Okay.
like Nintendo World is down on the lower lot. So Universal is divided into three sections. You got the back lot, which is where the movies are filmed. Then you've got the lower lot, which is part of the theme park, and then you have the upper lot. So you enter in on the upper lot.
Okay.
So right when you pass through this sort of main thoroughfare, you'll see us. It's a very centerpiece area. It's
You
the
can't
heart
miss.
of
That's
the
awesome.
park. You can't miss it. No.
It's the capacitor, the fluxiness of awesomeness.
It is. It's the fluxiness of the whole thing. So you'll see us when you walk in, and then if you were going to go to Star Trek, for instance, it's like right by us.
Okay.
If you're going to go to Harry Potter, it's like around the corner. If you're going to go to Back to the Future, they're going to tram you down to the back lot.
Right. So that's way down where all the
Because Courthouse Square is an actual functioning movie set, and not just for Back to the Future, but it's been used for like 60, almost 70 years for different movies and stuff. So that is a whole separate thing. But if you were going to go down to Nintendo World, you got to go down to the lower lot. So you'll take those huge escalators down, and Dungeons and Dragons, I believe, is down there as well. So it's all spread out all over the place.
If y'all,
You'll enter in from the top lot.
Okay, from the top lot. So you've got so y'all kind of the centerpiece. So y'all can kind of help everybody without telling them, but you can kind of, it's around like Star Trek's there, the Harry Potter's. It's easy to find. Sounds like really cool.
Oh yeah, ample signage.
Yeah.
Good. The
and all the rides are open. The park.
Oh really? So hold on a second. All the rides are open during the park, even when it's closed. This is like a nighttime. All the parks.
Yeah, for all FanFest ticket holders. You don't just get access to these new activations that they've built.
I didn't know
you can ride Jurassic World. You can go on the Mummy. You can do whatever else you want in the park all night long. It's really a cool.
That's amazing
value.
See, I didn't get to do the Jurassic Park. There's a few things that I have not done. We came in there and we only had about 6 hours. Then we had the jolt off afterwards to do a ceremony that we're covering. But man, I've never been to the one in Orlando, so the one in Universal, of course, I think is a little bit more condensed. But man, that was absolutely phenomenal. Nintendo World, I mean, wow.
I haven't done it. I only
Pretty
rode
cool.
the Jurassic Park ride.
Harry Potter ride was very impressive. People haven't ridden that. Wow, it's like I don't see how they did that exactly the way they did it. It's not AR, is it? What is it? It's not VR.
I think it's
What is it?
AR.
It's AR. Yeah,
I think
augmented
so.
reality.
Yeah, they're
There's
projecting
no
like
glass.
your eyes.
Like a
It's
screen.
right in front of you, man. It's like a real.
Yeah, yeah. And the Mario Kart ride is like that.
Well, we went tried to go there last night, but they were closing. And we
Yeah.
didn't,
Oh, guys,
didn't
I
get
highly
much
recommend riding.
experience.
If y'all just like rides in general, it's just amazing. Like, just it's so real. I don't know how
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
Just got to make it back in time for sound
Yeah.
check.
make it back to
Don't get too sick.
Well, I want to thank y'all. Before y'all go, for people joining us, we're talking with the Flux Capacitor Band. Their Facebook page is /Flux Capacitor Band, and their website, more importantly, is thefluxcapacitors.com. Right quick before we end the broadcast, can y'all tell everybody when y'all start playing and what's tomorrow night? Friday night, I believe, April 25th, they start, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, a few
Yeah,
days,
Friday.
days.
It's
We'll
Friday.
be there the whole run.
Cool. We'll
So
be
the
there
next
for
4 or 5
Friday and
weeks, man.
Thursday, and we'll hope to see you again sometime here soon. I want to thank y'all for joining me tonight, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be down there too at Fan Fest nights at Universal City, in Universal City at Universal Studios Hollywood. Everybody join us. Thanks so much. So in Carter for SciFiction. Y'all have a beautiful day. We'll see you soon on the Time
Thank you,
Continuum.
sir.
Peace.
See you guys.